everyone, my name is Megan Donlinger. I'm with Enterprise Systems Group, and I'm here today to talk to you about Mitel's new MiCollab client. For those of you that are already using MiCollab, this will be a great refresher course as well as a way to get acclimated to the new software. And for those of you that are new to MiCollab, we're going to go through everything from configuration of settings to daily usage. Now, MiCollab client is going to do a handful of different things for you. It's like a giant in-out board for what everyone in your organization has going on. It has chat, call history information, voicemail access, as well as some basic call handling capabilities. Now, before you start using MiCollab, there'll be a couple of settings that you'll want to adjust for yourself. But the nice thing is, once you've set it up the first time, it's going to be ready for you from then on. To navigate to settings, along the left-hand navigation panel, go all the way down to the bottom. And once we've selected settings, the first option we have is General. Over to the right-hand side, under General Settings, we're first going to look at chat options. Now, as I mentioned, this is a chat or instant message program, and there's a couple of things that you're going to probably want to adjust. The first thing is under Set Status to Away After, from the drop-down, customize the amount of time. This is looking at how long it's been since you've used your mouse or your computer keyboard. And if that period of time has expired, everyone else will see that your chat status is away. They can still chat with you, but it's giving them that heads up that you might not actually be there to respond. Underneath that, we have When I Lock My Computer, Set My Status To. This is a new option within MiCollab. For when you lock your computer, what does it do to your status message? Now, we'll talk more about status messages in the future, but that can actually customize how your phone and your chat operate. From the drop-down, select the status you want to appear from the locked screen, and then at that time, it will control whether or not you can accept chats or phone calls. Along the left-hand side, we'll go back to voicemail settings. And from here, in the future, if your voicemail password had been compromised, you can select the option to reset that password for yourself and then save it. Underneath call settings, the only thing we really need to look at is which device we want the system to use if we initiate a call from our MiCollab. Probably the best approach is to have this managed by your status so that it uses either your desk phone, cell phone if you have one configured, or soft phone. Underneath Manage Statuses, you're going to have the ability to customize different status messages that make sense to what you do on a daily basis, and in each status, control what your phone as well as your chats will do. A few of these will come with the program right from the get-go, and from there you can customize those as well as add additional status messages. To add a new status, click on the three dots from the top right corner and select New. For every status you create or customize, you can update the name. And then underneath that, the first option we have is for our audio. Call using, probably going to use this as your current setting as it says by default, but the other options you have is to select a specific device. It could be your desk phone, cell phone, or again, a soft phone if you have one configured. Also under audio, we have Send My Calls To, and by default, it will be set to send them straight to voicemail. Essentially, that's like Do Not Disturb. Your phone would not ring at all. If you do want your phone to ring, from the drop-down, select the device or multiple devices that you want to have ring on an incoming call. And I usually recommend setting this to My Ring Group. My Ring Group will know about every device that's programmed for you. It'll have your desk phone. If you're a twinning user where your cell phone and your desk phone ring together, your cell phone information will be listed here. As well as if you have a soft phone configured, it would be available for you to choose. Every device that has a check in the box would ring on an incoming call based on your ring group. So as an example, if I want my twinning feature to be enabled and both my desk phone and cell phone ring, I would want both of these boxes to be checked. Underneath when I am on the phone and if I do not answer, I would recommend setting this to use PBX default so it follows the customization and the configuration within the phone system. You also have the ability to enable or disable Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb will send all of your calls immediately to voicemail, so if you're in a meeting and don't want your phone to ring, this is a nice option. Some of us, based on configuration and settings, will have options for video calls where our desk phone and our webcam could operate together, and you can set for every status whether or not you accept those video calls. And then lastly, we can control our chat or instant messages. Do we accept chats or do we appear offline? And you can even customize an auto reply, much like what you get on a bounce back in email if someone happened to be away. As an example, you could set this to, I'm in a meeting, my response may be delayed, and they would automatically receive that message when they chatted with you in that particular status. If you have everything looking the way you want, to go ahead and select Done. And then from then on, to delete statuses you no longer use, just select Delete. Or you can edit any status at any time, and any status listed here is going to be available for you to use in the future for controlling of your phone and your chat. Underneath Manage Statuses is calendar integration, and based on our settings, this may or may not be available to us. If you do have calendar integration as an option, you're going to be able to enable it or disable it, and then decide to what level you want your calendar to integrate to MiCollab. On the right-hand side, you can enable or disable the feature. If it is enabled and turned on, below that we have our Set Advisory, and you can turn that on and off as well. If we look at my information in the top right of the screen, you'll see under my name is a line of information that says in an appointment until 5 p.m. That is the advisory message. MiCollab is looking at my calendar and seeing that I've got an appointment that's going to keep me busy until 5 o'clock. If I turn this off, that line of information would simply be removed. If you want full calendar integration enabled, you can even have MiCollab look at your calendar and update your status. So on a busy, if my calendar shows me as in a busy appointment, it could change my status to in a meeting or whatever makes sense for me. Following that busy appointment, what does my calendar set my status to? Could be back to my previous status or in the office. And then the same idea if your calendar shows you as out of office. Does it change your status? And if so, following that out of office, what status does it go back to? Underneath calendar integration, available to everyone, will be schedules. And schedules can be used for particular events that reoccur. For example, if you have a meeting every Monday from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you could set a beginning and an ending schedule that can control your status. To create a new schedule, just click on the 3 dots and select New. From there, select which status the schedule will put you in. So, as an example, it could be in a meeting. We're then going to specify the time. And underneath that, specify the days of the week. If this was a Monday through Friday appointment, you could simply uncheck Sunday and Saturday, and every Monday at that time, the scheduled event would be enabled. Click on Done to save. And then if you do need your status to be changed back if the event is completed, you would want to create an additional schedule for that end time. That concludes all of the setup and configuration of MiCollab, and from here we'll go into daily usage. To navigate to the home portion of your MiCollab, select it from the left-hand navigation panel. And you'll see once that section loads, it's broken into your inbox and then your home screen. Now, the idea behind the home screen is the people that you communicate with the most frequently. That can be a combination of your internal corporate contacts, external contacts, and you can even have shortcuts to URLs or websites that you use often. To update your home screen, from the top right corner, select either URL, speed dial, or contact. Now, a contact is someone within your organization. So to add another contact to the home screen, click on New Contact, and then type in the name of that person. Once you've found the person that you're looking for, click on their picture or on their name, and it will add it to the list. If there are multiple contacts you want to add at one time, just repeat those steps until all of their names appear across the top. And when you're done with that, just click Done to save the changes. Now, if I was adding a new speed dial to, say, an external number, click on the New Speed Dial, enter a name, perhaps the name of the company or business that you want a shortcut for, and then enter the phone number. The dial-out number, which is quite frequently 9, will automatically be input by MiCollab. All you have to do is put the rest of the number, possibly 1, area code, and 7-digit number. And then click on Save. And then lastly, if you wanted to add a shortcut to a website that you use often, click on New URL, name that site, and then enter the URL of that website and save. Now, from the home screen, if you hover over any particular content, you're going to see all of the options that you have available. So as an example, if I hover here over Mike, I'll see I can call him, place a chat, or look at his contact information. If I see someone that only has a picture of a phone, you'll notice that the chat option is grayed out, and that's because it's letting me know that I am not able to chat with that particular contact based on their status, or perhaps they don't have the client open. The other indicators we see are green with a check, meaning that they're both idle on their phone and available for chat. The green phone icon means that they're idle on their phone but not available for chat. Yellow means that they have not touched their computer. Their chat status is away. Again, I can still chat with that person, but it's letting me know that they might not actually be there. And then the red icon is going to let me know that they currently are in an appointment on their calendar. The left-hand side of the home section is going to be your inbox, and this is basically all of your recent activity. It's a combination of voicemails, missed calls, chats, and when I'm looking at my inbox list, I can simply select a particular entry to either view that voicemail, that missed call, or that chat conversation. If we look across the top portion of our screen, we see we have a search bar. This is going to search across all internal and external contacts within your MiCollab, and it can be done by first name, can be done by last name, or even phone number. And in the very top right corner, I see the information that pertains to me as the owner of this client. I see my name, I currently see my advisory message from my calendar, as well as additional information that I've added for everyone else in my organization to view. To update that information, just click on the picture or your avatar. From here, I can browse and add a new picture to be associated to my account. From the drop-down, I can change my status to whatever makes sense at that particular time, and I can add additional information that everyone in my organization would see. A great example of how you could use this is if your status says on vacation, you could put in information that lets them know when you'll return. This all helps them know what the best way to communicate with you is. That concludes the home portion of MiCollab. From here, we'll go into contacts. The next option along the left-hand navigation panel is for contacts. From your contacts screen, all of your corporate contacts will automatically be listed for you in alphabetical order. You'll also have the option to add groups for the people that you communicate with the most, or add external contacts. From the corporate contacts screen, once you've located the contact you want to communicate with, if you hover over them, you'll again see all of the options you have, phone calls, chats, or if you select the contact card, to the right-hand side, it will open all of their contact information. This includes their phone number, email address, or any other information that may have been added in the system. To create a new group that's particular to you and the people that you speak with or chat with frequently, select the 3 dots from the drop-down and New Group. The first thing you'll need to do is name that group. Once you've named the group, you can add members off to the right-hand side by clicking on the 3 dots and Add Contacts. From here, type in the first name of the person that you want to add to your contacts list. Once you've clicked on them, they'll be added to the screen across the top, and then just continue to repeat those steps until you've added all of the contacts you want to add to the group. Once you've done that, then select Done. Now, anytime you select that contact group from the left-hand side, it'll let you know all of the people that are part of that contact group. Another really nice option within contacts groups is the ability to initiate a group chat. So by selecting that contact group, I can click on the chat icon, and it's automatically going to load the participants that are available to chat with, and then I can start that communication with both of them or all of them all at one time. Now that we've completed the contact section, the next thing that we'll talk about is chat. The next option along the left-hand side is for chat. Now, when you receive a new chat, you'll get a pop-up from MiCollab as well as a flashing icon in the toolbar at the bottom of your screen, and you can go ahead and start immediately communicating back and forth with that particular chat. But if you do want to manage your old chats or initiate a brand new chat, you can do that from the chat section of MiCollab. On the left-hand side here, we see all of my most recent chats. So if I did want to jump right back into a conversation, I can do that by selecting any one of those chat entries. You can see here off to the right-hand side, they are date stamped, so I know when that conversation took place or when we last spoke. Once you select that particular chat, on the right-hand side, it will load that chat history, and I can jump right back into the conversation. Now, just like with any other chat program, I would just type in the box and then hit enter or select send to send that message. When you're looking at chat information, you'll also notice that in addition to being date stamped, they're time stamped. So if you happen to not have heard back from someone in a while, you could go back and check how long has it been since they chatted me? Should I go ahead and call them or try a different person? Along the left-hand side chat history, if I want to remove chats, all I need to do is click on the 3 dots and then select delete. It will let me select all of the conversations that I want to remove from my chat history and then select done and confirm. To start a brand new chat, click again on the 3 dots and select new. Now, if this is a chat with just one person, type that person's name in the box, select that particular contact, and then select done. Or if this is a group chat, maybe with a group that you have not previously created for yourself, just add the additional contacts until everyone's name appears at the top of your screen, and then click on done. Again, to start that chat, all I need to do is type in the box and hit enter to send that to those particular contacts. That's all of the information about chat. From here, we'll move into call history. The next option down along the left-hand side of your screen is for call history. This is going to be a listing of all of your recent call activity. If I look across the top of the call history view, I'll see I have a handful of different options. The first list is my all call history list. Next, over to the right, is only my missed calls, then my inbound answered calls, and finally my outbound calls. When you find the list that you want to view, these are going to be organized by date. You'll see that they are both time and date stamped for the time of the call. And then all I have to do is select the particular call history information I want to view on the left, and on the right-hand side, it will load additional information. Now, because this particular contact happens to be an internal contact, I have the option to both call him back or chat. But if you are viewing an external phone number, your information and your options will be a bit more limited. From here, we're going to talk more about voicemail. Underneath the call history, you'll find your voicemail section of MiCollab. The nice thing about voicemail within your MiCollab client is it's going to list all of your voicemails, internal and external, and allow you to choose which ones you want to play when. If you were listening to voicemails from your phone set, it would always be in a first in, first out order. This is going to let you choose the most important voicemail and play that at the first time. If you see here, I've got a new voicemail that I haven't yet listened to. It lets me know the phone number that it came to, or if it was an external phone number, that would be displayed. It has the time and date of the voicemail message, as well as the duration. So again, you can pick and choose which message you have time for or which one is the most important. Once you've selected the voicemail from the left-hand side, to play the message, I can just click on the play triangle and it will play through your PC speakers. I can also use the navigation bar to fast forward or rewind the message. And when I'm done with that voicemail, I can go ahead and delete it. I also have the option in the top right corner to send the voicemail attachment in an email if I would need to save it for further reference. That concludes the voicemail information. From here, we'll talk about MiCollab's call handling capabilities. Also built into your MiCollab client will be some basic call handling options. When you're receiving a call, your MiCollab will prompt you in the screen to either decline and send a voicemail or answer from your desk phone. I can always just pick up my handset as well. Once I'm connected to a live call, I then have some different options for handling that call. For example, I can press the pause button to put that call on hold. And to bring them back from hold, simply press it again. I can initiate a transfer to another extension and search for that contact. I could also conference up to 8 parties together. And if I do have the twinning capabilities, I could initiate a handoff to my cell phone right from my screen. When that call is complete, I could hang up my handset or end the call right from my screen. So that's everything you need to know about Mitel's new MiCollab client. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.